In this session, we are going to look at the equipment and tools that we need in a fish farm. You may be able to buy your own tools and equipment yourself, or you may hire, as the case may be. We have equipment like the pH meter, water pump, aerator, nets. We have hand nets, we have the drag net, we have the Shashi Disc, we have pond digger, we also have generator sieves that you use in blocking the inverted L-shaped pipe. And we have reagents, we need calculator, pen, notebook. We also need a measuring balance. The pH meter actually is used to test the pH, that is the alkalinity or the acidity of the water.
Water for pH meter reading.
What we have here is the pen type pH meter. It's digital. It measures the pH of the water and also the temperature of the water. And once you put it on, you have the temperature down, you have the pH up. But this one is not calibrated yet. We have to calibrate the pH meter using two different reagents. One is for the acidness of the water. This reagent, this one reddish, is acidness. It is for pH 4.003. You need to calibrate when you have this reagent down to a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. There's a particular portion here that you use the screwdriver to calibrate it. Once the temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, you have to calibrate to 4.003. You calibrate it to that point, then you remove this reagent. But before we calibrate it, we would use distilled water to clean the probe that is present here. And the reagent volume should not pass this part that is indicated here. This part that is indicated. It should not pass it. It should be just at that particular point. If it is too much, it will affect the pH meter. We have the water pump. Water pump you use any time that the water quality is bad. You need to bring down the water. You use the water pump to pump out the water. And also when you are sorting your fish, you use the water pump to pump out the water totally, and you get the fish and sort them. Then you weigh them with the weighing balance before you now know the biomass of the fish that is present in a particular pond. Then we have the aerator. This aerator pump, it has 12 outlets. What we do is you fix this pipe to this, then this one is now fixed to this point. Why we use this? In most cases, once you are having new stock of fish that you don't know the quality of the fish, maybe they may be diseased and you want to quarantine the fish, what you do is you connect rubber hose, this, to each of the points here. Then we have the aerator stones. You can take any length depending on the volume of water. You can cut the length here, then you insert this aerator stone. You put this aerator stone into this hose. This is the car aerator. It is good for the transportation of fingerlings, post fingerlings, adult fish. Once you are transporting fish for a very long distance, you use this one to put in air in the container to make it a little bit stress-free for the fish. We have the Shashi Disc. The Shashi Disc is this particular metal. It's this metal, it has a rope tied to it, and it is used in measuring the transparency or turbidity of the water. Usually, we tie a line to this and add a meter rule like this. It will start from the bottom. Once it starts from the bottom, now it is this form. At 24 inches, if it is transparent, if this disc is transparent in the water, that shows that the water quality is okay. If it goes down and is still transparent, as it is going down and it is still transparent, it means the water quality is not good and it needs to be fertilized and limed. Then if you see that the water is dark, maybe lower than 24 inches, that means the water quality is not also good. The more it is lower than 24 inches, the more the water quality is bad, because we need some amount of transparency for phytoplankton to develop in a pond. That means if it is lower, it means it is more turbid. So water has to be exchanged in the pond. We have nets. We have the drag nets. We have the hand nets. The drag net is used for post fingerlings that are in the pond, and we use them also for juveniles. We use them for subadults and also adult fishes. Then we have hand nets. The hand nets, we have hand nets for fry, hand nets for fingerlings, hand nets for post fingerlings. This drug is a broad spectrum drug. It is used in treating fungal infections, viral infections, and bacterial infection. That's the reason it is broad spectrum. If you are treating in water, 1 cubic meter of water, that's 1,000 liters, you need to use this, the whole sachet, to treat in water. The indication here is for this packet we have 100 grams of the drug here, and you use it for 100 kilograms of feed. If you are inoculating into the feed, you have to treat for from 3 days to 5 days, but it is better to treat for a longer period so that you will not have the bacteria or fungi that will become resistant to this particular drug. Then we now have this. This one is actually multivitamin for fish and other livestock. It is in the liquid form. And for this one, if your fish is stressed, you can use this one to treat even in the water. You can add it to the water, 20 mils of it in 1 cubic meter of water. You can use this. So it is actually an anti-stress. Once ponds are vested, the fish are cropped. Maybe during sorting or during sampling, they do something like that. The inoculated feed you use to feed the fish when you start feeding, so that they will be stress-free. Or once you have treated your fish, you still add this anti-stress to the feed and give to them. Then we have reagents that are very necessary in the pond. We have reagents like ammonia test kits. We have the nitrite test kit and nitrate test kits. They almost all work the same way because they have 3 reagents in them. This is ammonia test kit. You see that we have 3 different reagents in them. And these ones, you have a pipette and a test tube. There is a marked point in this test tube that you put in the sample of water that you are expected to test. That sample of water, once you get it to that point, you start with reagent 1. Reagent 1, you put 5 drops of that reagent, then into the test tube. Then you go to reagent 2, you put 5 drops into it. Then you go to reagent 3 and put 5 drops of the reagent into the test tube. Then you allow it to stay for some time, say about 10 to 15 minutes. You see the color. Then behind here you have a color chart. From the color chart, you now know the amount of milligrams of ammonium in the water. You will now look at it and you see that it tallies with a particular color. So once you test it and it falls within the rank, you will now see the area that is yellow is manageable, but the area that is orange colored is not good for the fish.